Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something that can truly change your life. Imagine a world where you're not held back by anything. No more "I can't" or "it's too hard." This is the world of the no excuses mindset, and it's all about taking personal responsibility and saying goodbye to the things that hold you back. I once read a story about a guy named John. He grew up in a tough neighborhood with very little support and a lot of obstacles. But John had a dream, and he refused to let anything stand in his way. Instead of making excuses, he took every opportunity he could find to learn and grow. He worked part-time jobs, studied late into the night, and eventually he got a scholarship to a top university. From there, he built a successful career and even started his own business. John's story is a perfect example of what can happen when you decide to take full responsibility for your life. But let's be real, it's not just about the big success stories. It's about the small wins that add up over time. Like the time I met a student named Sarah. She was struggling in school, feeling overwhelmed and frustrated. But one day, she decided to stop blaming her teachers and her circumstances. She started taking charge of her own learning, asking for help when she needed it, and putting in the extra effort. Guess what? Her grades started to improve, and she even started enjoying her classes. It's amazing how a simple shift in mindset can make such a big difference. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but what about all the things that are out of my control? That's a fair question. The thing is, we can't control everything, but we can control our reactions and our choices. When we stop making excuses, we open the door to endless possibilities. We start to see that the only limitations we have are the ones we put on ourselves. Let me give you another example. There's this business leader I admire. He took over a company that was on the brink of failure. The employees were demotivated, the customers were unhappy, and the finances were a mess. But instead of pointing fingers or making excuses, he rolled up his sleeves and got to work. He talked to his team, listened to their concerns, and together they came up with a plan. They focused on what they could control, and slowly but surely, they turned the company around. It's a powerful reminder that when we take responsibility, we can achieve incredible things. So, are you ready to join the no excuses movement? It's not always easy, but it's worth it. Imagine what your life could look like if you stopped making excuses and started taking action. What's one thing you can do today to take responsibility for your life? Leave a comment down below and let's chat about it. And if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need to hear this message. We're all in this together, and I believe in you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Section 1. The Psychology of Excuses. Welcome to the first section of our journey into the world of excuses and how they shape our lives. Today, we're going to delve deep into the psychological underpinnings of why people make excuses and how these excuses can become significant barriers to success. We'll explore the science behind the no excuses mindset and how it can be cultivated. By the end of this section, you'll have a clearer understanding of the role that fear and self-doubt play in making excuses, the impact of negative self-talk, and strategies to reframe those negative thoughts. Let's start with a fundamental question. Why do we make excuses in the first place? At its core, making excuses is a defense mechanism. It's a way for us to protect ourselves from the perceived threats of failure, rejection, or even the unknown. When we face a challenge, our brain often goes into a sort of survival mode, trying to avoid the discomfort that comes with taking risks. This is where fear and self-doubt come into play. Imagine you're standing at the edge of a cliff, looking down at a vast, uncharted landscape. The view is breathtaking, but the thought of taking that first step forward is terrifying. The fear of the unknown, the fear of falling, and the fear of not being good enough can paralyze you. In that moment, your brain might start generating excuses. It's too dangerous, I'm not prepared, or I don't have the right equipment. These excuses serve as a buffer, a way to justify staying where you are, even if it means missing out on the adventure that lies ahead. Now, let's dive a bit deeper into the role of fear and self-doubt. Fear is a powerful emotion that can trigger a fight-or-flight response in our bodies. When we're faced with a challenge, our brain might perceive it as a threat, and our natural instinct is to retreat to a place of safety. Self-doubt, on the other And is a more insidious form of fear. It's the voice in the back of your head that whispers, "You're not good enough. You don't have what it takes, or you'll fail." This voice can be so convincing that it can stop you from even trying. To understand this better, let's hear from Dr. Emily Thompson, a clinical psychologist who has spent years studying the cognitive processes behind excuse-making. Dr. Thompson explains that one of the key psychological phenomena at play here is cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance occurs when there is a conflict between our beliefs, attitudes, or behaviors. For example, if you believe that you are a capable and competent person, but you find yourself struggling with a task, your brain might generate an excuse to resolve the dissonance. You might tell yourself, "I didn't have enough time to prepare," or "the task was too difficult." These excuses help you maintain your self-image as a capable person, even if the reality is that you might need to work on your skills. Dr. Thompson shares a story from her practice that illustrates this point. She once worked with a client named Alex, a talented software developer who was offered a promotion to a leadership role. Despite his qualifications, Alex was hesitant to accept the position. When Dr. Thompson asked him why, Alex admitted that he was afraid of failing. He had a deep-seated belief that he wasn't a natural leader and that he would be exposed as a fraud. To avoid this perceived failure, Alex started making excuses. "I don't have the right experience. I'm not ready for the responsibility. And I don't want to let my team down." Through therapy, Dr. Thompson helped Alex identify and challenge these negative beliefs. They worked together to reframe his thoughts and build his confidence. Alex learned to recognize when his self-doubt was driving his excuses and to replace those negative thoughts with more positive and realistic ones. Over time, Alex's confidence grew, and he eventually accepted the promotion. He found that he was not only capable of the role but also excelled in it. This story highlights the importance of addressing the root causes of our excuses. When we can identify the fears and self-doubts that are driving our excuses, we can begin to challenge them and move forward. But it's not just about recognizing these negative thoughts. It's also about replacing them with more positive and empowering ones. One of the most powerful tools in this process is positive self-talk. Positive self-talk involves using affirmations and positive statements to counteract negative thoughts. For example, if you find yourself thinking, "I can't do this," you can replace that thought with, "I am capable and I will figure this out." Positive affirmations can help build your self-confidence and reduce the power of negative self-talk. Let's look at some techniques for identifying and challenging negative self-talk. One effective method is the ABC model, developed by psychologist Albert Ellis. The ABC model stands for A. Activating event, the situation or trigger that leads to a negative thought. B. Belief, the negative belief or thought that arises in response to the activating event. C. Consequence, the emotional or behavioral response that follows the negative belief. For example, let's say you're preparing for a presentation at work. The activating event A is the upcoming presentation. The negative belief, B, might be, "I'm going to mess this up and embarrass myself." The consequence, C, could be feeling anxious and avoiding preparation. To challenge this negative belief, you can add a D, disputation, and an E effect. The disputation, D, involves questioning the validity of the negative belief. You might ask yourself, is this belief based on facts or assumptions? What evidence do I have that supports or contradicts this belief? What would I say to a friend who had this belief? By challenging the negative belief, you can shift your perspective and reduce the emotional impact. The effect, E, is the new, more positive emotional or behavioral response that results from the disputation. In this case, you might feel more confident and motivated to prepare for the presentation. Another technique for challenging negative self-talk is the 3 questions method. When you notice a negative thought, ask yourself, 1. Is this thought true? Is there evidence to support this belief? Or is it based on assumptions? 2. Is this thought helpful? Does this thought help me move forward? Or does it hold me back? 3. Is there a more positive or realistic way to look at this situation? Can I reframe this thought to be more empowering? For example, if you're thinking, "I'll never be good at this," you might ask yourself, "Is this thought true? Have I tried and failed multiple times? Or am I just feeling discouraged? Is this thought helpful? Does it motivate me to improve, or does it make me want to give up? Is there a more positive way to look at this? Can I focus on the progress I've made and the skills I've developed? By using these techniques, you can begin to reframe your negative thoughts and build a more positive and resilient mindset. Positive affirmations can also play a crucial role in this process. Affirmations are positive statements that you repeat to yourself to reinforce a desired belief or behavior. For example, you might use affirmations like, I am capable and confident. I trust myself to handle challenges. Or, I am worthy of success. The power of positive affirmations lies in their ability to reprogram your subconscious mind. When you consistently repeat positive affirmations, you can gradually shift your beliefs and attitudes. Over time, these affirmations can become a part of your inner dialogue, helping you to overcome self-doubt and build self-confidence. To illustrate the power of positive affirmations, let's consider a personal story. A few years ago, I was working on a project that was outside my comfort zone. I was tasked with leading a team and presenting our findings to a high-level executive. Despite my experience, I found myself plagued by self-doubt. I kept thinking, what if I mess this up? What if the executive doesn't like our ideas? What if my team doesn't respect me? To combat these negative thoughts, I started using positive affirmations. Every morning, I would stand in front of the mirror and repeat affirmations like, I am a capable leader, I trust my team and our work, and I am confident in my abilities. At first, it felt a bit awkward, but as I continued to use these affirmations, I noticed a shift in my mindset. I started to feel more confident and prepared. When the day of the presentation arrived, I was calm and focused. The presentation went well, and I received positive feedback from the executive and my team. This experience taught me the power of positive affirmations in building self-confidence and overcoming self-doubt. By consistently reinforcing positive beliefs, you can create a more resilient and empowered mindset. In conclusion, the psychology of excuses is a complex and fascinating topic. Fear and self-doubt are powerful forces that can drive us to make excuses and hold us back from achieving our goals. However, by understanding the science behind these processes and using techniques like the ABC model, the 3 questions method, and positive affirmations, we can reframe our negative thoughts and cultivate a no excuses mindset. This mindset is not about being unrealistic or ignoring challenges. It's about facing those challenges with confidence and resilience. By doing so, we can break down the barriers that hold us back and open the door to new opportunities and success. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the psychology of excuses. In the next section, we'll explore how to apply these insights in your daily life and build a more resilient and successful mindset. Stay tuned. Section 2. The power of personal responsibility. Personal responsibility is the cornerstone of the no excuses philosophy. It's the belief that you are the captain of your own ship, the master of your fate, and the architect of your destiny. When you embrace personal responsibility, you take ownership of your life, your decisions, and the outcomes that follow. This section will delve into the concept of personal responsibility, provide practical steps for taking ownership of your life, and explore the role of accountability in personal growth. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is personal responsibility? At its core, personal responsibility is the willingness to accept the consequences of your actions, both good and bad. It means recognizing that you have the power to influence your life and the choices you make. It's about acknowledging that you are the primary agent in your own story, and that the outcomes of your life are largely determined by the decisions you make and the actions you take. The importance of personal responsibility cannot be overstated. When you take responsibility for your life, you empower yourself to make positive changes. You stop blaming external factors for your problems and start looking for solutions. You become proactive rather than reactive, and you develop a sense of control over your circumstances. This shift in mindset is transformative. It can turn challenges into opportunities, setbacks into stepping stones, and obstacles into catalysts for growth. Now, let's talk about how you can take ownership of your life. The first step is to recognize that you have the power to make choices. Every day you are faced with decisions big and small. From what to eat for breakfast to how to handle a difficult situation at work, your choices shape your reality. Start by becoming more aware of the choices you make. Reflect on why you make certain decisions and what outcomes you hope to achieve. This self-awareness is the foundation of personal responsibility. Next, set clear and achievable goals. Goals give you direction and purpose. They help you focus your energy and resources on what truly matters to you. When setting goals, be specific about what you want to achieve and set a timeline for when you want to achieve it. For example, instead of saying, "I want to be healthier," set a goal like, "I will exercise for 30 minutes, 3 times a week, for the next 3 months." This specificity makes it easier to track your progress and stay motivated. Once you have your goals, create a plan of action. Break down your goals into smaller, manageable tasks. For instance, if your goal is to write a book, you might start by setting aside 30 minutes each day to write. By breaking your goal into smaller steps, you make it less overwhelming and more achievable. As you complete each task, you build momentum and confidence, which can propel you toward your ultimate goal. Another crucial step is to take action. It's one thing to set goals and make plans, but it's another thing to follow through. Taking action requires courage and commitment. It means stepping out of your comfort zone and facing your fears. It means being willing to fail and learn from your mistakes. Remember, progress is not always linear. There will be setbacks and challenges, but the key is to keep moving forward. Now, let's talk about the role of accountability in personal growth. Accountability is the practice of holding yourself responsible for your actions and commitments. It's about being honest with yourself and others about what you are doing and why. When you are accountable, you are more likely to follow through on your goals and commitments. You are also more likely to learn from your mistakes and make adjustments as needed. One way to increase accountability is to share your goals with someone you trust. This could be a friend, a family member, or a mentor. When you share your goals, you create a support system that can help keep you on track. You can also use tools like journals, apps, or accountability groups to track your progress and stay motivated. To illustrate the power of personal responsibility, let me share a story. Meet Sarah, a marketing professional who was stuck in a job she didn't enjoy. She felt unfulfilled and was considering a career change, but she was hesitant to take the leap. One day, Sarah attended a workshop on personal responsibility. The workshop challenged her to take ownership of her career and to stop waiting for someone else to make things happen for her. Inspired by the workshop, Sarah decided to take action. She started by setting a clear goal: to transition into a career in digital marketing. She then created a plan of action, which included taking online courses, networking with professionals in the field, and building a portfolio of projects. Sarah also shared her goal with a close friend, who agreed to hold her accountable. Over the next 6 months, Sarah followed her plan diligently. She took courses, attended industry events, and worked on projects in her free time. She faced challenges and setbacks, but she didn't give up. She sought feedback from her friend and used it to improve her skills. Eventually, Sarah's hard work paid off. She landed a job at a leading digital marketing agency, and she couldn't be happier. Sarah's story is a powerful example of how taking personal responsibility can transform your life. By setting clear goals, creating a plan of action, and being accountable, Sarah was able to achieve her dream career. Her story shows that when you take ownership of your life, you can overcome obstacles and create the future you desire. Another example of the power of personal responsibility comes from a community leader named John. John lived in a neighborhood that was struggling with high crime rates and low community engagement. He saw the problems around him and could have easily blamed the government, the police, or the community for the issues. Instead, John decided to take personal responsibility for making a change. John started by organizing a community meeting to discuss the issues and brainstorm solutions. He invited local residents, business owners, and community leaders to participate. The meeting was a success, and it sparked a series of initiatives, including a neighborhood watch program, a community garden, and a mentorship program for at-risk youth. John's commitment to personal responsibility didn't stop there. He continued to lead by example, volunteering his time and resources to support the initiatives. He also held himself and others accountable for following through on their commitments. Over time, the community began to see positive changes. Crime rates decreased, community engagement increased, and the neighborhood became a safer and more vibrant place to live. John's story is a testament to the power of personal responsibility in creating positive change. By taking ownership of the problems in his community, John was able to inspire others to get involved and make a difference. His story shows that when you take personal responsibility, you can be a catalyst for change and a source of inspiration for others. Now, let's talk about how to set and achieve personal goals. Setting goals is a powerful tool for personal growth, but it's not just about writing down what you want to achieve. It's about creating a clear and actionable plan that will help you get there. Here are some steps to help you set and achieve your goals. 1. Define your goals. Start by identifying what you want to achieve. Be specific about what you want and why it's important to you. Write your goals down and make them visible. This will help you stay focused and motivated. 2. Create a plan. Break your goals down into smaller, manageable tasks. Create a timeline for when you want to achieve each task. This will make your goals less overwhelming and more achievable. 3. Take action. Once you have your plan, start taking action. Be consistent and persistent. Even small steps can lead to significant progress over time. 4. Seek feedback. Don't be afraid to seek feedback from others. Feedback can help you identify areas for improvement and make adjustments as needed. It can also provide you with valuable insights and perspectives. 5. Stay flexible. Be open to making changes to your plan as needed. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes you need to adjust your goals or your approach. Flexibility is key to achieving your goals. 6. Celebrate your successes. When you achieve a goal, take time to celebrate your success. This will help you stay motivated and build momentum for future goals. The benefits of seeking feedback and being open to criticism are numerous. Feedback can help you identify blind spots and areas for improvement. It can also provide you with new ideas and perspectives that you might not have considered on your own. When you are open to feedback, you demonstrate a willingness to learn and grow. This can lead to personal and professional development, as well as stronger relationships with others. In conclusion, personal responsibility is the key to unlocking your full potential. By taking ownership of your life, setting clear goals, and being accountable, you can achieve your dreams and create the life you want. Remember, you are the captain of your own ship. The power to steer your life in the direction you want is within you. Embrace personal responsibility and watch your life transform in ways you never thought possible. Section 3. Overcoming obstacles in the journey towards success. Obstacles are not just common. They are inevitable. They come in all shapes and sizes, from minor setbacks to major roadblocks. The key to navigating these challenges lies in adopting a no-excuses mindset. A mindset that refuses to be deterred by adversity and instead sees every obstacle as an opportunity to grow and learn. In this section, we will explore the common obstacles that stand in the way of success, the importance of persistence, and techniques for building resilience. We'll also dive into inspiring stories of individuals who have overcome significant hurdles to achieve their goals, and we'll discuss how to reframe challenges as opportunities and the role of a support system in overcoming obstacles. Let's start by acknowledging that obstacles are a natural part of any journey. Whether you're an athlete, an entrepreneur, or pursuing any other goal, you will face challenges. These obstacles can be external, such as market conditions, competition, or physical limitations, or they can be internal, such as self-doubt, fear, or lack of resources. The key is not to avoid these obstacles, but to learn how to navigate them effectively. One of the most common obstacles is the fear of failure. This fear can paralyze even the most ambitious individuals, causing them to hesitate or give up before they even start. But what if we reframed failure not as a final destination but as a stepping stone? What if we saw each failure as a lesson that brings us one step closer to success? This shift in perspective can transform the way we approach challenges. Instead of being afraid of failure, we can embrace it as a necessary part of the learning process. Another common obstacle is the lack of resources. Whether it's time, money, or access to the right tools, resource constraints can make it difficult to move forward. However, resourcefulness is a powerful tool. It's about finding creative solutions and making the most of what you have. For example, an entrepreneur might start a business with a small budget by leveraging social media for marketing or by forming strategic partnerships. An athlete might train with limited equipment by focusing on bodyweight exercises and using the environment around them. Now, let's talk about the importance of persistence. Persistence is the fuel that keeps you moving forward, even when the path is steep and the road is long. It's the difference between giving up after the first setback and pushing through to the finish line. One of the most inspiring stories of persistence comes from the world of sports. Consider the story of a professional athlete who faced a career-threatening injury but refused to let it define their future. This athlete, let's call her Sarah, was at the peak of her career when she suffered a severe knee injury. The doctors told her that she might never compete at the same level again. For many, this would have been the end of the road. But Sarah refused to accept this fate. She embarked on a grueling rehabilitation process, pushing herself to the limit every day. She worked with physical therapists, nutritionists, and mental health professionals to ensure that she was giving her body and mind the best chance to recover. The road to recovery was long and filled with setbacks. There were days when Sarah felt like giving up, but she kept her eye on the prize. She visualized herself back on the field, competing at the highest level. She surrounded herself with a support system of family, friends, and teammates who believed in her. And after months of hard work, Sarah made a remarkable comeback. She not only returned to her sport, but went on to win a championship, proving that with persistence and a no-excuses mindset, anything is possible. Persistence is not just about physical effort. It's also about mental fortitude. It's about staying focused on your goals, even when the going gets tough. This is where building resilience comes into play. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, to adapt to changing circumstances, and to keep moving forward. It's a skill that can be developed and strengthened over time. One technique for building resilience is to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness involves being present in the moment and accepting your thoughts and feelings without judgment. When you're faced with a challenge, mindfulness can help you stay calm and focused, allowing you to make better decisions. Another technique is to cultivate a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that your abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. This mindset encourages you to see challenges as opportunities to learn and grow, rather than as insurmountable obstacles. Let's take a look at another inspiring story, this time from the world of entrepreneurship. Meet John, a young entrepreneur who had a vision for a revolutionary new product. John poured his heart and soul into developing his idea, but the road to success was far from smooth. He faced numerous setbacks, from funding issues to product development challenges. There were times when it seemed like the entire project was on the brink of collapse. But John refused to give up. He learned from each setback and used those lessons to improve his product and his business strategy. He sought out mentors and advisors who could provide guidance and support. He networked tirelessly, building a community of like-minded individuals who believed in his vision. And he stayed true to his mission, even when it meant making tough decisions and sacrifices. After years of hard work and perseverance, John's product finally launched, and it was a resounding success. His company grew rapidly, and he became a role model for aspiring entrepreneurs. John's story is a testament to the power of persistence and resilience. It shows that with the right mindset and a willingness to learn and adapt, you can overcome even the most daunting obstacles. Reframing challenges as opportunities is another powerful strategy for overcoming obstacles. When you encounter a challenge, try to see it as a chance to grow and improve. For example, if you're an entrepreneur and your product launch doesn't go as planned, instead of seeing it as a failure, see it as an opportunity to gather valuable feedback and make necessary improvements. If you're an athlete and you lose a competition, instead of dwelling on the loss, use it as motivation to train harder and come back stronger. The role of a support system cannot be overstated. Having a network of people who believe in you and support your goals can make all the difference. This support system can include family, friends, mentors, and colleagues. They can provide encouragement, advice, and a fresh perspective when you're facing challenges. For example, Sarah, the athlete we mentioned earlier, had a strong support system that helped her through her recovery. Her family provided emotional support, her coaches offered technical guidance, and her teammates kept her motivated. Similarly, John, the entrepreneur, relied on a network of mentors and advisors to help him navigate the challenges of starting a business. In conclusion, obstacles are a natural part of the journey to success. They can be daunting, but they can also be opportunities for growth and learning. By adopting a no-excuses mindset, practicing persistence, and building resilience, you can overcome even the most significant challenges. Surround yourself with a support system that believes in you, and don't be afraid to reframe challenges as opportunities. Remember, the path to success is not always easy, but with the right mindset and a willingness to persevere, you can achieve your goals and reach new heights. Section 4. The role of action in the journey of personal and professional development. The role of action cannot be overstated. It's one thing to have intentions, dreams, and goals, but it's another to take the necessary steps to turn those intentions into reality. This section is all about bridging that gap. We'll explore the difference between intention and action, strategies for setting and achieving goals, and the power of small, consistent actions. We'll also dive into some inspiring stories and practical examples to help you implement the no-excuses mindset in your daily life. Let's start with the fundamental difference between intention and action. Intention is the seed of desire, the spark that ignites the fire within us. It's the I want to or I plan to that we often hear ourselves say. Action, on the other hand, is the fuel that keeps the fire burning. It's the I am and I will that transforms our intentions into tangible results. Without action, our intentions remain just that, intentions. They stay in the realm of the possible, never crossing over into the realm of the actual. Think of it this way: imagine you have a garden. You have the intention to grow beautiful flowers, but if you never plant the seeds, water the soil, and tend to the plants, your garden will remain barren. The same principle applies to our lives. We can have the best intentions in the world, but if we don't take action, those intentions will never bear fruit. So, how do we bridge the gap between intention and action? The first step is to set clear, achievable goals. Goals give us direction and purpose. They help us focus our energy and resources on what truly matters. But setting goals is just the beginning. The real magic happens when we take action to achieve those goals. One of the most effective strategies for setting and achieving goals is to break them down into smaller, manageable tasks. This is often referred to as the chunking method. Instead of looking at a massive goal and feeling overwhelmed, we break it down into smaller, more manageable pieces. For example, if your goal is to write a book, you might start by setting a goal to write 500 words a day. That might seem like a small task, but over time, those 500 words add up. Before you know it, you've written a chapter, then a few more, and eventually you have a complete manuscript. Breaking down large goals into smaller tasks not only makes them more achievable, but also helps to build momentum. Each small win gives us a sense of accomplishment and motivation to keep going. It's like climbing a mountain. You don't just jump to the top. You take one step at a time. Each step brings you closer to your goal, and the sense of progress keeps you motivated. Another crucial aspect of achieving goals is tracking your progress. When we track our progress, we can see how far we've come and how much closer we are to our goal. This can be incredibly motivating. For example, if you're trying to lose weight, you might keep a journal of your daily food intake and exercise. Seeing the numbers on the scale go down, even if it's just a little bit each week, can give you the motivation to keep going. Celebrating small wins is also essential. When we achieve a small goal, we should take a moment to acknowledge and celebrate it. This doesn't mean throwing a big party every time we write 500 words or lose a pound, but it does mean recognizing our progress and giving ourselves a pat on the back. Celebrating small wins helps to build a positive feedback loop. It reinforces the idea that our efforts are paying off and encourages us to keep pushing forward. Now, let's look at a story of a person who achieved a long-term goal through consistent effort. Meet Sarah, a young woman who had always dreamed of running a marathon. She had never been a runner before, but the idea of completing a 26.2-mile race captivated her. Sarah knew that her goal was ambitious, but she was determined to make it happen. She started by setting a clear, achievable goal, to run a marathon in 1 year. She then broke this goal down into smaller, manageable tasks. She began by running just 1 mile a day, gradually increasing the distance each week. She also joined a local running group to stay motivated and accountable. Every time she completed a run, she tracked her progress in a journal. She celebrated each small win, whether it was running an extra mile or completing a particularly challenging workout. Over the course of the year, Sarah's consistent effort paid off. She built up her endurance, improved her speed, and developed a strong mental toughness. When the day of the marathon arrived, she was ready. She crossed the finish line with a sense of pride and accomplishment, knowing that her consistent effort had turned her dream into a reality. Sarah's story is a powerful reminder that with clear goals, consistent effort, and a focus on small wins, we can achieve even the most ambitious goals. Next, let's look at a case study of a business that grew rapidly by focusing on daily actions. Meet John, the founder of a small tech startup. When John first started his business, he had a vision of creating a revolutionary product that would change the industry. However, he knew that turning this vision into reality would require more than just a good idea. It would require consistent daily action. John started by setting clear, achievable goals for his business. He broke these goals down into smaller daily tasks. For example, one of his goals was to secure 100 new customers in the first year. To achieve this, he set a daily goal of reaching out to 5 potential customers. He also focused on improving his product by setting a goal to implement 1 new feature or improvement each week. John tracked his progress meticulously. He kept a spreadsheet of every customer he reached out to, noting which ones showed interest and which ones didn't. He also tracked the progress of his product development, celebrating each new feature or improvement. By focusing on daily actions, John was able to build momentum and achieve his goals. Within the first year, he had secured 150 new customers, well exceeding his initial goal. His product had also evolved significantly, thanks to his consistent efforts to improve it. As a result, his business grew rapidly, and he was able to scale his operations to meet the growing demand. John's story is a testament to the power of small, consistent actions. By breaking down his goals into daily tasks and tracking his progress, he was able to achieve remarkable results. His business grew not because of one big, dramatic action, but because of the cumulative effect of many small, consistent actions. In conclusion, the role of action in turning intentions into reality cannot be overstated. By setting clear, achievable goals, breaking them down into smaller, manageable tasks, tracking our progress and celebrating small wins, we can achieve even the most ambitious goals. Whether it's running a marathon, starting a business, or any other goal, the key is to take consistent daily action. The journey may be long, but with each step, we move closer to our destination. So, let's embrace the no excuses mindset, take action, and turn our intentions into reality. Section 5. Building a no excuses culture in today's fast-paced and ever-evolving world. The ability to adapt and excel is more crucial than ever. One of the most powerful mindsets that can drive this kind of success is the no excuses culture. This isn't about being harsh or inflexible. It's about fostering an environment where everyone is committed to excellence, accountability, and continuous improvement. In this section, we'll explore how the no excuses mindset can be applied to organizations and communities to create a culture of accountability and excellence. We'll provide insights for leaders and team members alike, and share some inspiring stories and examples along the way. Let's start by understanding the benefits of a no excuses culture. When an organization or community adopts this mindset, it sets a high standard for performance and behavior. This culture encourages individuals to take ownership of their actions and outcomes, rather than blaming external factors. It promotes a sense of responsibility and empowers people to find solutions rather than making excuses. In a no-excuses environment, everyone is expected to contribute their best, and this collective effort can lead to remarkable achievements. One of the key benefits of a no-excuses culture is increased accountability. When team members know that they are responsible for their actions, they are more likely to follow through on commitments and meet deadlines. This accountability extends beyond just completing tasks. It also means being transparent about challenges and setbacks. When people feel safe to admit mistakes and learn from them, it fosters a culture of continuous improvement. This is crucial in today's rapidly changing landscape, where adaptability is key to staying ahead. Another significant benefit is the enhancement of trust and transparency. In a no-excuses culture, there's no room for hidden agendas or backroom deals. Everyone is expected to communicate openly and honestly, which builds a foundation of trust. Trust is the glue that holds teams together, and it's essential for collaboration and innovation. When team members trust each other, they are more likely to share ideas, take risks, and support one another. This can lead to breakthroughs and creative solutions that might not have been possible otherwise. Now, let's talk about strategies for fostering accountability in teams. One of the most effective ways to do this is by setting clear expectations and goals. When everyone knows what is expected of them, it's easier to stay focused and motivated. Leaders can help by breaking down larger goals into smaller, manageable tasks and providing regular feedback. This not only keeps team members on track, but also helps them feel supported and valued. Another strategy is to create a culture of recognition and reward. When people see that their hard work and accountability are being acknowledged, they are more likely to continue putting in their best effort. This can be as simple as a verbal thank you or as formal as a company-wide award. The key is to make sure that recognition is genuine and consistent. When team members feel appreciated, they are more engaged and committed to the organization's success. Leaders play a crucial role in setting the tone for a no-excuses culture. They must lead by example, demonstrating the behaviors they expect from their team. This means being accountable for their own actions, admitting mistakes, and taking steps to improve. Leaders should also be transparent about their decision-making processes and communicate openly with their team. When leaders are authentic and consistent, it sets a powerful example that can inspire others to follow suit. Let's dive into a story to illustrate how a no-excuses culture can transform an organization. Imagine a company called Tech Innovators, a mid-sized tech firm that was struggling to keep up with its competitors. The company had a history of missed deadlines, low morale, and a lack of innovation. The CEO, Sarah, knew that something had to change. She decided to implement a no-excuses culture, starting with a company-wide meeting to explain the new approach. Sarah emphasized the importance of accountability and transparency, and she set clear expectations for everyone. She also introduced a system of regular check-ins and feedback sessions to ensure that everyone was on track. To foster a sense of ownership, she encouraged team members to take on leadership roles in various projects. This not only empowered them but also helped to distribute responsibility more evenly. The results were remarkable. Within a few months, the company saw a significant improvement in project completion rates and employee satisfaction. Team members were more engaged and motivated, and the culture of accountability led to a surge in innovation. Tech Innovators was able to launch several new products and services, which helped them regain their competitive edge. The no-excuses culture had transformed the company from a struggling firm into a thriving, forward-thinking organization. Now, let's look at a community that came together to solve a pressing issue. In a small town called Greenfield, the local river had become severely polluted, threatening the health of the residents and the local ecosystem. The town's leaders, along with community members, decided to take action. They formed a task force and adopted a no-excuses approach to addressing the problem. The task force set clear goals and timelines for cleaning up the river. They also established a system of accountability, where each member was responsible for specific tasks. To ensure transparency, they held regular public meetings to update the community on their progress and to gather feedback. The task force also recognized and rewarded individuals and groups who made significant contributions to the cleanup effort. The community's no-excuses mindset paid off. Within a year, the river was significantly cleaner, and the health of the residents improved. The community's efforts were recognized by local and national media, which helped to raise awareness about the importance of environmental stewardship. The success of the river cleanup project inspired other initiatives, and Greenfield became known as a model of community action and responsibility. Creating a culture of transparency and trust is essential in a no-excuses environment. This means being open about challenges and setbacks, and encouraging team members to share their thoughts and ideas. Leaders can foster this culture by creating safe spaces for dialogue and by actively listening to feedback. When people feel that their voices are heard, they are more likely to be honest and transparent. This can lead to better problem-solving and more effective collaboration. Recognizing and rewarding accountability is another crucial aspect of a no-excuses culture. This can be done through formal recognition programs, such as Employee of the Month awards, or through informal gestures like a simple thank you. The key is to make sure that recognition is meaningful and consistent. When team members see that their efforts are being acknowledged, they are more likely to continue being accountable and contributing their best. In conclusion, a no-excuses culture can have a profound impact on organizations and communities. It fosters accountability, transparency, and trust, which are essential for success in today's world. By setting clear expectations, recognizing and rewarding accountability, and leading by example, leaders can create an environment where everyone is committed to excellence. The stories of tech innovators and Greenfield show that with the right mindset and approach, remarkable achievements are possible. So, whether you're a leader or a team member, consider how you can contribute to building a no-excuses culture in your organization or community. The results can be truly transformative. So, we've been on this journey together, diving deep into the no-excuses mindset, and I hope you're feeling as inspired as I do. The truth is, personal growth isn't something you achieve once and then it's done. It's a continuous journey, a bit like a never-ending road trip where you're always discovering new landscapes and learning new things about yourself. Think about it this way: imagine you're learning to ride a bike. At first, you might wobble and fall a few times, but each time you get back up, you get a little better. That's exactly how personal growth works. It's about getting back up, learning from your mistakes, and pushing forward. And the more you do it, the more confident and capable you become. I want to share a story with you that really brings this home. There was this guy, let's call him Alex. Alex used to be the king of excuses. If something didn't go his way, he'd blame it on anything but himself. But one day, he decided enough was enough. He started small, just by acknowledging his mistakes and taking responsibility for them. Over time, he started setting goals and working towards them, no matter how tough things got. Today, Alex is a completely different person. He's more confident, more successful, and most importantly, he's happier. He's living a life where he's in control, and he's not letting anything stand in his way. Now, I know it's easy to say, yeah, but I'm different. I have my own set of challenges. And you're right, we all have our unique struggles. But the beauty of the no-excuses mindset is that it's not about ignoring those challenges. It's about facing them head-on. About saying, I can do this, even when it feels impossible. It's about taking that first step, even if it's a small one, and then another and another. So, what's your next step? Are you ready to start your own transformation? Maybe it's setting a new goal, or maybe it's just acknowledging a challenge you've been avoiding. Whatever it is, I encourage you to take that step today. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And if you need a little extra help or inspiration, there are plenty of resources out there. Check out some of the books and articles I mentioned in this video, or even reach out to someone who's been on this journey before. The most important thing is to keep moving forward. In the words of the great Henry Ford, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So choose to believe that you can. Choose to live a life without excuses, and watch how everything changes. Thanks for joining me on this journey. I can't wait to see where your no-excuses mindset takes you. Keep pushing, keep growing, and never stop believing in yourself. See you on the road.